they did a full week of overnight camp, and then it was great. And then we had them signed up for horse riding lessons, some other things just in the county there. And they were like, can we just come back for another week? Right? Like they were just so excited. So it was great.
I'm Agnes Stowicki, Managing Editor with Our Kids. We're speaking with insiders from Canada's leading camps and kids programs. This is the Our Kids Insider Perspective.
Yeah, we had some friends who'd had really good experiences at Pleasant Bay Camp. And when we heard the excitement that their kids had had in going to overnight camp and volunteering in overnight camp, we thought it would probably be a good fit for our kids. Initially, we chose it honestly just because of convenience and cost. It was just sort of, it was in the area, it was close by, and it was reasonably priced. But over time, we really realized that it was a lot more than that. And our daughters loved it. They wanted to keep going back. They would give up other camps and other opportunities to go back for more weeks. And every year they're so excited to go back year after year. And so it really tells the story itself when you have kids that are excited to go back. I think the community aspect is unique, and it's probably easy to say that for a lot of different camps and a lot of different places, but it really is true. They form such deep relationships, and yes, it's between camper to camper, but it's also with their counselors. They've really done a fantastic job creating an environment where kids feel safe, where they feel encouraged, where they're challenged to grow. Um, the counselors are making an investment in my kids, and so it's more than just a fun weekend away, like, or a week away. I think there's probably a lot of places where you can go, like send your kids to have a good time, where you can find fun. But that time of real connection, that time of intentional growth and investment into their future, even, I think that's really what stands out. And you add in the mix of outdoor activities, exciting sort of adventures that they get to be a part of, the faith-based component. It's a place where they're growing in confidence, where they're learning skills, but also they're developing their faith. Definitely. Our daughters have actually begun to take their faith a lot more seriously because of their time at camp. We've seen where they've both been baptized, they're actively serving in our church in different ways too. Like, it's not just getting involved in the same thing because they're there a lot, but they're choosing intentional ways to be involved in our community. They've built lasting friendships that have already started to go throughout the years. We've seen them become much more independent. We've seen them become more willing to try new things, to challenge themselves. One of my daughters is right at the end, sort of at the cutoff of camp. This will be her last year, and she's already excited to apply to become a counselor. She's considering the LIT program, and that's because of how much she's grown, right? Like, she wants to become, she's going through to become a lifeguard because she wants to be the waterfront director one day. She wants to be that kind of leader for other kids because of what she's experienced. Yeah, honestly, I think it's there's two sides to that coin. Like, as a parent, when they were young, there was a part of me that was sort of like, oh, I'm a little scared to send them away. I didn't grow up going to overnight camp like this. I did other types of camps, and I did a lot of day camps. But as a parent, there's a little bit of that almost hesitancy to relinquish control sometimes. And then our daughters themselves had a little bit of homesickness along the way. And the camp just handled it so well. From the communication side to parents, from being able to come and see the facility when you drop them off and whatnot, right? Like, we knew they were in good hands. Meeting the staff, they created such a calmness in us that we felt comfortable, leaving them there and sending them there for camp. But also, even when they did feel that homesickness, that it was just a quick phone call for some reassurance. They let us know that, worst case scenario, if it really was too much, that they could transition to day camp. But they chose to stay in overnight camp, and they enjoyed their whole week. And I'm so glad they did, and they're so glad they did, because they came home with all these stories. They came home with, like I said, all this confidence, a sense of accomplishment. And so as parents, it was easy when you've got a camp that's partnering with you to help make that successful. Yeah, I think if I could say one thing about that, it's not just about the fun activities. Like they've got resources like the boating and the tubing and the skill, the water skills, the arts and crafts, the archery, all of that kind of stuff. But it really is about building those lifelong friendships and growing in faith and growing in confidence in a supportive environment. And it goes beyond that week that they're there. Like I said, we've seen that in their daily lives, and I can't express that enough, right? Like they're forming these friendships and they're growing in skills that are going to pay dividends for them later. We see Pleasant Bay Camp as in not just a fun week for them, but as an investment in their future. And so we see what we're able to offer them, and they're able to offer them as an investment in their faith and their character, and really in just them growing as wonderful human beings. So. Oh, they love it. Like it's an adventure to them. Every single time it's always an adventure. They come home with so many stories. Like the campfires, the sing-alongs, the like even just the fun sort of banter that happens around the dinner table. They talk about all of it. And the thing that they always talk about the most is the people. And they just can't wait to see their friends every summer. They can't wait to trade contact information so they can stay in touch over the off season, right? It's so special to them. And I think they've built these relationships with some of their counselors, and it's because the counselors don't see it as a job necessarily, right? It's that they care about these kids that they're investing in. And so my kids feel that, and they talk about it. And so they're so happy to go back every year. I would say if you're on the fence about sending your kid to overnight camp, that you really should just dive in and do it. It's been an enormous blessing to our family. It's been a place where kids are encouraged to grow. It's a place where we see that excitement, and they can just be kids, but they can also challenge themselves. And our world is a changing place, and to find this little sanctuary where they can still be kids, but they can also challenge themselves, where they can be mentored, but they can also just have fun, where they can build relationships, and you can also see the impact when they're done at the end of the week. Like that is a unique environment, and that's something that I think every kid can benefit from. And so if you're thinking about it, if you're on the fence about it, if you're just not sure, right, jump in, go for it. It's not just a camp. It's a place that's going to shape your kids' lives for years to come. Yeah, last year they did a full week of overnight camp, and then it was great. And then we had them signed up for horse riding lessons, some other things just in the county there. And they were like, can we just come back for another week? Right? Like they were just so excited. So it was great.
For more information about this program, you can visit their profile at OurKids.net.